Okay, hi, I'm Tom Firstel. I'm the instructor for HUM420, Contemporary Ethics. So I wanted to welcome everyone to the course. I wanted to introduce you to the course requirements, and I wanted to introduce myself. So let me start with the second part first. As I said, I'm Professor Tom Firstel. I have a doctorate in the humanities from the University of Texas at Dallas, which I just got back in 2007. So I know I don't look like a young college professor, but in typical academic years, I'm probably 35 years old. At any rate, I did my doctorate in the humanities. It was an interdisciplinary field. Prior to that, I did a master's degree in the humanities at a traditional liberal arts college, the University of Dallas in Dallas, Texas. Actually, Irving, Texas. And before that, I spent 25 years selling industrial power systems in the international sales environments, which led me to my academic career. My interest is in politics, philosophy, and literature. And so the core curriculum here at Lynn University is of special interest to me. I've been reading some of these texts for the last, 15 years anyways. I want to introduce you to the course. This is an intense course. It's an 8-week class, which means basically you're getting a 15-week course in 8 weeks, which means materials for 2 weeks at a time are crammed into 1-week periods. What this means is that you are going to have to stay very focused and stay on task. You can't afford to get behind in this class. The class main goal and purpose is to ask you to examine some of the basic texts that we have that inform our theories of morality and our ethical theories that we have, beginning with theories of justice, fairness, compassion, utility. And so we have a number of different ways of examining ethical issues in our lives and in our personal and professional lives. And so this course asks you to examine those ideas. But the purpose in terms of your career and your academic goals, this course asks you specifically to address the ethical concerns within your field and your majors. And so our final research project, which is the main goal of the course, asks you to become aware and familiar with the code of ethics that address your particular field and major of study. For example, whether you're studying hospitality management or biology, you should be familiar with the specific codes of ethics that apply to those disciplines. One of the good ways that you can familiarize yourself with these codes, Google the code of ethics in your particular field, but also I provided you a library guide for this course, which is included in our web links. And one of the sites on the library guide, in terms of looking for your research topics, is the Macula site at Santa Clara. And this is a really excellent site, I think, which will be very helpful to you when you're trying to figure out what should I write about for my research project. Because this field addresses specific majors and interests and has lots of different resources for you to draw upon, along with suggested topics of research. And so I think you'll find that very helpful. And you'll need to start looking at that material immediately, because in our third week, by November 15th, you'll be obliged to send a topic proposal for your research, which will include some references and resources and a topic and somewhat of an idea of how you plan on approaching it, what the ethical inquiry is that you think is significant and will be meaningful for you to examine. The course in the first week, we begin by examining the text from the Bible, because we're looking at how morality originates in terms of its prescriptive or proscriptive aspects. And so the first week of study, you'll be looking at the Bible text. All of the links that are included in the course are included in the post sections of your iTunes U. And so the way you need to address this course, I think, this would be my recommendation, There are basically 4 different activities that you're going to have to, well, 5 different activities if you include the readings. You have to do the readings, and then you, every week, there is a short discussion question, just an open-ended discussion. For example, in week 1, I've asked you to introduce yourself to your classmates. And every week after that, there'll be a short open-ended question, sometimes referring to some of the material in the course, sometimes not. So you have the readings, a short response to the discussions. You have a weekly essay, which asks you to respond in about 400 to 500 words. There's a number of different questions and prompts. I'd like you to address all of the prompts. And so that if you want to obtain the best scores, what you need to do is respond to each one of the questions in the prompt and try to include evidence from the readings to support your responses. That's always good academic practice in making any kind of claim or an argument supported with evidence. So the weekly essay, and then there's a weekly quiz also that's involved. And now the deadlines for all this material are the Sunday at the end of the week. So we'll begin on Monday the 26th, and so by Sunday the 1st, your first requirements will all be due. Now you can submit your essays, do your discussions, any of the other additional writing and work can be put up on live text, which is where it's required, before Sunday. You don't have to wait until Sunday. Sunday becomes a deadline only in terms of the assigned deadlines. Sunday also is significant in that that's the day that I've assigned quizzes for each one of the readings. And so what I've done is I've created a class marker, which is it's an online website that has quizzes, and I provided a link for these quizzes, so you shouldn't have to, I don't know if you'll have to register for the site the first time or not. I don't believe so. But this is the first time I've been using this particular software, so you'll have to let me know how it works. The link should take you to the quiz. You have to complete the quiz on Sunday in between 6 a.m. and midnight. That's Eastern Standard Time. So if you're taking this course from abroad or in some other time zone, you'll need to adhere to the Eastern Standard Time Zone requirement. Right now I've got that set from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m., which I understand is the setting for midnight. So if there's any difficulty that you can't get access for some reason during that time period this Sunday, please send me an email, let me know, and I'll open that quiz back up and I'll change the settings to 11:59 p.m. to make sure that we've got midnight covered. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of the specific details that you'll need to get started. Every week what I'll do is I'll post up a video sort of like this addressing the week's readings, call your attention to certain assignments that you might need to take care of. But the posts in the iTunes U should take you step by step through the class, so you shouldn't have any problem following the requirements. I'll also respond by video, making some general comments about the work that you've done, calling attention to certain responses which I thought were really, really good, and I'll also call out some responses that don't really meet the requirements of the class. And so I'll try not to do that by name, but I'm going to try to use a screencast, so I'll highlight certain pieces of work that are done in an exemplary fashion. So I hope you enjoy this course. First and foremost, my idea about the notion of education is that it's an opportunity for us to learn more about ourselves. In this case, I think you're going to learn more about your ability to stay disciplined. Hopefully you'll discover some things about yourself, about your own beliefs as it concerns ethical behavior, and I hope it also increases your awareness about ethical considerations in regards to your own choice of profession. So I hope you enjoy the class. Look forward to meeting you online, and if you're here on campus or have the opportunity to come by campus, please don't hesitate to stop by my office. I'm in Freiburger North, and I look forward to meeting you all at some point in time. Thanks.